Knowing how to max your champions efficiently is going to save you a ton of resources, gems, silver, all of that good stuff on your account in the long run, as well as earn you a stupid amount of valuable resources as well, man. Champion training tournament going on in the game right now. I'm on my free-to-play account. I am getting this legendary skill book, bro. I don't give a damn. You cannot pass up the opportunity to max out champion training events and champion training tournaments that are awarding things like legendary skill tomes and immortal soul stones and super valuable resources that are actually going to be formative in seriously upgrading your account in the long run as a free-to-play player. Since I last made a video of this type as well, we've also had some big old upgrades to the tavern in terms of instant upgrades and brew upgrade systems and stuff like that. And so what is up, guys? This is Cope. This is how to max up your champions efficiently as hell, finish champ training tournaments, annihilate champ training events, and save a crap load of resources as you do it by farming food efficiently. Man, before we get into it, if you're looking to create a new raid account and join me in my free-to-play adventure, then go ahead and get that done right now by clicking on the beginner promo link that's down below this video at the top of the description box. Man, just click on that link down below and use that link to create your new account for all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now. Free start legendary champion with the Basilius Roanus, as well as 3 free starter epics as you level up your account. They'll just pop up straight away in your inbox, and get that done before October 30th if you're watching this video in time, while Michelangelo is the login chase, like free login reward legendary champion as well, man. Incredible time to create a new raid account. Okay, man, step 1. You're going to be farming up your food champions in campaign. We'll break this down in like 30 seconds because 90% of people watching this video already know all about this, right? You want to grind your way down through campaign until you're in brutal difficulty. This tends to be the best difficulty setting to be farming campaign in when it comes to balancing things like silver gains as well as experience gains on your food champions for energy spent, right? It's the most efficient. Most efficient of the efficient is going to be level 12 of the campaign, farming stage 3 because shields drop on this stage, and shields are going to be the best bang for your buck in terms of how much they sell for in terms of silver, and so that's why 12-3 tends to be the best overall. Now, what you want to be doing is farming up your food champions with one campaign farmer champion, something that can just solo all of the waves and to solo the entire stage and fill every other slot with a food champion. Nice and simple. This way, 75% of the experience that you're getting is going to your food champions, and only 25% of the experience is getting wasted on your campaign farmer, food farmer champion. The key, however, to when farming up food champions, and a big mistake that newer players make when farming up food champs in particular, is using brews very kind of willy-nilly, right? When it comes to using your brews on your account, yeah, you can grant champions levels and experience by blasting brews into a champion. However, you should just never be doing this ever. Brews are not for leveling up champions. Just like every single resource inside of Raid Shadow Legends, right? Whether it's brews, whether it's your Great Hall Arena medals, whether it's your forge materials in your forge building, or pulling shards, every single resource in Raid has a correct time to be spent, and it's almost always linked to an event that's going on in the game. For example, gear enhancement is silver, right? Nice and easy. It's the only time you should ever be spending silver to upgrade your gear is while a gear enhancement event is live, right? Brews are no different, okay? When do you want to be spending your brews on your account? Well, right now, just so happens that, champion training tournament is active. The time is now. But again, you're not using your brews to actually level up your champions. You're using your brews to, well, you are using it to level up your champions, but you're using your brews to pour levels into food champions in order to earn easy points towards completing champion training. This is why you'll often see 3-star food champions on my account like this that are all level 10. Why are they all level 10? Well, it's because I've done this. I put one brew into them to just get some easy tournament points during a champion training tournament, okay? So this is key. I'm just going to go ahead and just rank up a whole bunch more champions so I can just show this in action and show the effectiveness of this. So allow me to just delve into campaign for just a little bit longer, then I'll catch up with you guys. Now, actually, speaking of preparing food champions, one thing that you can do inside of champion training events and champion training tournaments is if you've got a crap load of mystery shards, then what you want to be doing with these mystery shards, and by the way, 500 I wouldn't consider to be a crap load. I'd say anything less than 300 or 200, I'd say probably don't do this and just try and stockpile up mystery shards a bit. Mystery shards can actually be quite useful, by the way. They can stand in, 500 mystery shards can stand in the place of 1 sacred shard in a summon rush event. And so during summon rush events that you really want to finish, but you're a bit low on sacreds, you've only got 4 or 5 sacreds or something, you might struggle a bit. mystery shards can actually stand in and do quite a good job for you in your account, so do not undervalue them, man. They're a bit of a slept-on resource, but one thing that you can do during champ training, you've got enough mystery shards to do this, and you're pulling a lot of 1-star champs for your food, and you don't want to level them in campaign, understandably, because it just takes a while, it takes a long time, it's annoying, right? It takes some micro. What you can do is go ahead and just click on one of your 1-star food champs. Because this is a Spirit Affinity Champion, this is for the new players at the back, by the way. This is a Spirit Affinity Champion, this little Noviate right here, meaning he's a Green Affinity Champion. Make sure that you're using 1 green brew into this champion, and then throw 3 other 1-star food champions in, and hit upgrade, and that will get him up to the level 10, and then you can upgrade his rank. Just like so, right? Just a nice, quick, and easy way to get your food champions up to at least 2 stars, where you can then throw them into campaign farming and it be a little bit less of a pain. Just make sure that, again, you're matching the color of the champion. So Lurker is a Magic Affinity Blue. Go ahead and make sure that you're throwing a Magic Affinity Brew in. This might seem a little bit crazy. Oh my god, Corb, why are you covering this, man? Surely nobody makes that mistake. Dude, there's always one. Believe me, man, there's always a few people who are just very new to the game. You know, they're just very new to the game. They just don't think about these little intricate details that do actually make that mistake. And so, yeah, I think that it does actually bear mentioning, oh god, in a video like this. Another thing as well, when queuing up champions to use in campaign farming like this, right? You've set up your Super Raids, you're in 12-3 Brutal, all of that. Make sure that you're putting in a mix of affinities wherever you can when leveling up your 2-star champions. This is going to make sure that you don't run out of one type of brew, right? You're trying to keep a balanced amount of food champions of a mixed affinity. Otherwise, you're going to run into issues of running out of brews. So, Force, Magic, Spirit, Force, Magic, and Spirit, for example. You know what I'm saying? So, going to go ahead and queue these up. And let's skip ahead. And alright, not too long later, we've now got a whole bunch of 3-star food champions that are ready to be brewed on up. And this is where using your brews for upgrades, using the brew upgrade button right down here in the bottom right of the screen, is going to come in clutch, with a caveat that I'm going to get to in just a little bit, man. Because there are times where you actually do not want to be doing this when brewing up your champions, right? So all you want to be doing is going into your champs, and basically, we want to go ahead and take all of, for example, let's start off with the greens, man. All of our Spirit Affinity food champions that are 3 stars and are still sitting at level 1. I got like 1 rare champion here as well. I'm just going to go ahead and plump 1 experience brew into each of these. And bam, dude, that's 14 champions taken care of, 250 points right there. We can then do the same thing with the Magic Affinity champions, and just make sure that we're not throwing like magic brews into Force champions and stuff like that. It's pretty obvious stuff, you know, but take care of the Magic champions, that's another 230 points, and so on and so forth. Force Affinity is going to be a big one, maybe like 280 points here or something, if I had to guess. 288. Now, you want to be doing exactly the same thing with 4-cost champions, with 5-cost food champions that you're about to use. That's why I have a bunch of 4-cost champions here that are level 18, right? With a 4-star champion, it's pretty worth to go ahead and throw, I would say, 3 brews into each of your 4-star champions. You get a lot more points for putting brews into a 4-star champion. Take them up to 18 with 3 brews is pretty good. And with your 5-star food champions, you can put 4 brews into those. Some people go for different numbers. This is just what I find works for me. And this is how you're going to blast a crap load of points. Now, the caveat when it comes to using brews in this way with this big mass brew upgrade button, right? Because you can throw, say, 3 brews into all your 4-star champions in this way very, very bloody quickly. If you just go into the filters and include Reserve Vault real quick, it's actually relevant that you can do this so quickly now using this new brew tool for when it comes to champion training tournaments. In particular, champion training tournaments that you actually want to win, okay? If you want to win a champion training tournament, you're going to be blasting a crap load of points, ideally in like the final 15 minutes of the champ training tournament, okay? If you're holding down like a 3rd or 2nd or even a 1st place, and you want to ensure that you can sort of steal the win for this tournament, right? This is one of the better ways that you can do it. I should also mention in champion training tournaments, you can use not experience brews, your skill tomes to go ahead and earn points as well towards the end of a champion training tournament to try and win these things. These can be quite valuable to try and win. They can oftentimes not often, but sometimes they can offer things like 5-star souls for very, very powerful champions that you've got on your account, or even just a guaranteed legendary champion. This hasn't been, you know, it's not unheard of. And so what I'd recommend doing if you want to prepare in advance for a champion training tournament like this, save up as many 4-star food champions as you possibly can in your reserve vault. I'm talking like 80 or more, like as many as hundreds even, if you can, you know, ahead of time, but don't brew them, okay? Do not brew them, just prepare them, sit on them, farm up as many as you can during the champion training tournament itself, and then right at the very end in those final like 5 minutes or even like 2 or 3 minutes of the tournament. That's when you can then go in and use your brew upgrade button, enable your filters to include your reserve vault if you don't see your food champions, and then go ahead and actually just feed like a crap load of brews into whatever right at the very end of the tournament, like so, to spike your points. Might not seem like a big deal. It is, okay? I've won champion training tournaments in the past, pushing like over 100,000 bloody points, and I'd have to start brewing my champions, brewing all of these champions that I prepared ahead of time to win a champion training tournament, like 20 minutes before the tournament ends, because it took so long feeding the brews in one at a time. Don't have to bother with that anymore. You can stockpile all those champs and just bam, brew them all in one huge deluge towards the end of the tournament in the final few minutes, which could be a game winner for you. Now, other tips meant for farming up food champions is leveling champions in general, right? One of these is going to be to start actually farming Minotaur to get your mastery scrolls. You should never be spending gems on mastery scrolls for your champions outside of maybe 1 or 2 champions here or there. It costs you 800 gems to purchase the masteries on one of your champions. It costs you about 720 gems total in terms of energy refills inside of Minotaur to fully farm up a champion's masteries. So you're saving gems, you're farming about 2 million silver per champion that you farm up inside of Minotaur for getting the masteries. And if you start farming masteries on a champion, like I've done with Donatello right here, as soon as my Donatello, or as soon as any champion that you get is 5 stars, right, they're rank 5, start leveling them inside of Minotaur, okay? If you do this, by the time you get this champion up to level 60, or about level 58 or 59, they'll have full masteries, and you've leveled them in Minotaur at the same time, while also farming masteries, while also farming silver. This is why farming in Minotaur is so bloody efficient, man. Do not just float that XP, do not just disregard the XP that you can farm in Minotaur as well over time while farming up a champion's masteries. Next up, efficient use of your Guardian Ring. Okay, when it comes to using your Guardian Ring, after you fully unlock the gem mine on your account, okay, so your gem mine is level 3 of 3, you should be doing this in the first few weeks of your account, really, and if you haven't done it yet on your account, make sure to go ahead and get that done. Basically, all of your gems should go into leveling up the gem mine. After that, for me, it's the Guardian Ring. You can spend 800 gems to unlock the masteries on a champion if you wish, that's an option. At least unlock all of the basic slots on your Guardian Ring. Few tips here, man. Don't spend the gems to upgrade the efficiency of your Guardian Ring slots. Just unlocking the slots is good enough for like 95% of players out there. This is because when a champion is ready to level up in the Guardian Ring, you have to manually log into the game, head into your Guardian Ring, and click the level up button. Obviously, right? Otherwise, their experience gain stalls, okay? So if you're buying all of these upgrade slots for your Guardian Ring and you're spending all of these gems and thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have so many food champions, this is gonna be great. A lot of the time while you're asleep, while you're out, while your phone's dead, or you just don't have internet access, or you just not at your computer to play Raid if you play via Plarium Play, your champions are gonna be sitting there doing nothing. How much value are you really getting out of these Guardian Ring slots being more, you know, giving more experience? It's oftentimes the answer is actually not a lot unless you're a sweaty, degenerate content creator like myself, in which case on my main account, I do have these slots fully upgraded, you know, but on my free-to-play account, I'm just not going to bother. Another tip is to only put, if you can, 4-star food champions into the Guardian Ring that you have already leveled up to at least level 18, ideally like level 25 or something like that. This mixes that it actually takes a while for these guys to level up. It means that I can put these guys in the Guardian Ring, I can go to sleep one night, wake up the next morning, and maybe they still haven't got their next level just yet, you know, because it takes a while, you know. It's just efficient, right? If I was to go ahead and put like a lower level food champion into this Guardian Ring, like a 3-star food champion right here, good old Lasser, and he's only level 10 and he's only 3 stars, well, I have to log back into the game in 52 minutes. I have to be there to push this button to level him up. That's annoying. That's annoying, okay? And again, it's inefficient because he's just sitting there not gaining any experience, okay? So you want to make sure that you're putting champions into the Guardian Ring that are actually going to take a little while to level up. Don't put a champ in there as like a level 1, you know, rank 4 champion or something. You're going to have to then log back into the game in like 15 minutes or something to click the upgrade button. It's just not efficient, you know? You're trying to keep things ticking as much as you possibly can. Next up, build champions on your account. This is for once you're beyond like the super early game. Like I could start to think about doing stuff like this now on my free-to-play account because I've got like a dozen or so level 60s. I could think about building a champion that can solo content, particularly soloing some of the base dungeons. And so why is this so good? Well, I'm switching back on over now to my main account where I'm also doing champ training. This is on BlueStacks, by the way. If I just like move the screen real quick, I've got BlueStacks open on one monitor and I have my free-to-play account open on the other monitor, you know? That's how we do things. When you're running 2 raid accounts, things get serious fast, man. You gotta be efficient, you don't be playing both accounts at the same time a lot of the time. But on my main account, man, I've got champions like good old Masiliac Priest Ornn over here, who's in regeneration gear, mortal gear, high defense stats, reasonably good resistance stats as well. Why? You can use Masiliac Priest Ornn and all of his AoE poison damage, and he's a very tanky HP based champion that can increase his defense and HP, and good AoE damage and poison damage means that he can solo waves and he can solo bosses, right? He's one of those champions on this account that I built out to be able to solo dragon tournaments and to be able to solo ice golem tournaments in stage 20, at least. Why is this so good? Because I can throw Masiliac Priest Ornn into a dungeon team alongside a bunch of food champions, and while he's gonna take a while to sort of get the kill against the boss, you can toss him in alongside a bunch of food champs and whatever champions it is that I want to level. These aren't really food champions, but you know what I mean. I'm just throwing them in as an example. I can toss him in here and it's going to take a while to get the kill, but I'm able to complete a dungeon tournament in stage 20 Ice Golem, you know, which is pretty good. Like, I might actually get 1 or 2 artifacts that I actually want to use by the end of the run, so that's okay. I get to finish the dungeon tournament. I can just leave this running with like 60 auto battles overnight or something, basically finish the tournament and farm up a bunch of food champions along the way at the same time and get some good XP on a bunch of food champions along the way. Might not seem like a big deal. Just believe me, man, you don't understand the benefit and how good it feels to have a champion like this until you build your first one, and then you're like, okay, now I get it, you know. And you can do the same thing with like a Sand Devils team with Godseeker and Neri. You know, there's various dungeon stages that you can solo with certain champions. I'm pretty sure that Ornn can do it in, oh, never mind. I already mentioned Dragon, didn't I? Yeah, I think I already mentioned Dragon. Yeah, you can pull it off in Dragon as well, and there's a few champions that can, you know. You're not limited to good old Masiliac Priest. But there you have it, man. There you have it. I've got a lot of grinding ahead, a lot of food champion grinding ahead on the free-to-play account, which is why I'm going to be blasting the hell out of this champ training tournament more than anything and getting that legendary book, because it's just so bloody important. This is how you want to be handling champ training tournaments, champ training events, and good luck to you. Do not let these events just pass you by, man, especially if you're free-to-play. You're going to need those legendary books, man. All those soul stones, if soul stones are ever a reward as well. Thanks for stopping by, man. Little updated guide on this with the tavern upgrades and all of that. And quality of life changes that Plarium made, which, credit to them, they could use a little bit of good PR right now, so I'll go ahead and put that out there. They could always use a bit of good PR, man. Bless them, you know. Thanks for stopping by. If you're looking to create a new account, man, get that done right now by using the beginner promo link down below this video at the top of the description box. And I am going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.